Hey fam, welcome back. It's February 5th and it's the week after the Super Bowl and we lost. I'm bummed. I've been sulking all week. I haven't eaten in 36 hours. Just kidding. But I am bummed and I'm looking forward to the off season, the 7 months of boring sports outside of NBA basketball, and the draft's coming, so I'm super excited about that. I'm going to continue on this journey of influencer marketing, especially as it relates to B2B and technology. And I want to talk this week about software. And I think this is something that a lot of clients ask me about. And just in the industry, there's a huge conversation about what software to use to not just identify influencers, but also manage and track influencer programs. Now, last year I wrote a blog post about the need for innovation, and I was referring to software. And I've been a power user of software for many, many years, everything from Radian 6 to Sysomos to Crimson Hexagon, Brandwatch, and Traackr. And over the course of these years, I've never seen a ton of innovation. There's been companies that have merged, there's been acquisitions, and you would think that there'd be some type of innovation that would allow marketers to kind of get better analytics or, get smarter insights. But my blog post was specifically about influencer software. And, on the consumer side, there's a lot of software providers out there that allow you to not just identify influencers, but track them and measure programs and campaigns. And in my blog post, I write about kind of the lack of differentiation. Now, I haven't tested every platform out there. I've probably tested 5 to 6 different platforms, but they were pretty much the same as it relates to different capabilities. Some do some things better than others and vice versa. And really that was the genesis that sparked that particular blog post. And then I was thinking to myself, well, on the B2B side, because B2B influence and consumer influence is very different in terms of not just identifying influencers, but also activation. And so I was kind of thinking to myself, what are those platforms that are doing really well in the B2B space as it relates to kind of influencer management and influencer software? Now, there are 3 software providers out there that I've used in the past that really do a great job at focusing their requirements and their capabilities around B2B and technology marketers. And that is Traackr, Onalytica, and Audience. Now, Traackr has been one of those platforms that have been around for many years. It's a legacy platform. I've used it for many different projects. And what I love about their platform is that they allow you to build influencer lists or find influencers using several different criteria. The first way is through bio search. So if I wanted to find, journalists or editors or analysts or people interested in fashion or photography, etc., I can do a search within bios to find those influencers. They also allow me to search by content. So if I wanted to see and find influencers that have shared a piece of content or used a particular hashtag, I can also build an influencer list or find influencers that way. They also allow you to combine a bio and content search. So if I wanted to find editors that have written about music or journalists that have written about fashion, I can do so. And it allows me to get very focused in finding the right influencers for my program. And then the last way they do it is through audiences. And so specifically influencers audience. So if I wanted to find an influencer that is reaching a group, let's say, for example, in New York and interested in shoes or photography or music or fashion, I can do that. It'll tell me that 25% of this influencer's audience is interested in fashion and lives in New York. So it's kind of a reverse way of looking at influencers. The second platform is Onalytica, and Onalytica is great. It's very similar to Traackr in terms of allowing you to look for bio and content searches. What I love about their platform is they allow for full Boolean logic, not just in the bio search, but also in the content search. So you can get very, very granular in finding those very niche influencers as it relates to your program. From an analytics perspective, both Onalytica and Traackr do a great job at allowing you to, pull insights and do keyword searches within the context of influencer conversation, which is very important, especially if you think about tracking influencer conversations over time. Now, the third platform I want to talk to you about is a company called Audience. I've talked about them before, and they're based in the UK and Spain, and they have remote employees everywhere. And they're really not even an influencer marketing platform. They are an audience intelligence platform. And there's a distinction there because they allow you to build audiences a variety of different ways, and that's for a different video. But once you build your audience, what it does is it allows you to find specific influencers that are reaching the audience that you've built. So for example, if you built an audience of people interested in fashion and you mine their conversations and their affinities, you can then find what influencers influence that particular audience. On the B2B side, if you're looking at developers or data scientists, you can do the same thing. And you can look and see of this group of data scientists who is influencing that particular audience. Now, this is very important because 9 times out of 10, when you're doing your analysis, the influencers that you find are very unexpected. As it relates to software, I would just say that every company, every agency has different requirements. So don't take my word for it, because my requirements are definitely going to be different than yours. What I would recommend, though, is I would jot down or put an Excel spreadsheet together of everything that is important to you from a capabilities and functionality perspective, and then do a bunch of demos and get some access to different platforms, and then map your requirements to their capabilities. Doing so will allow you to make sure you have the best investment in software for your influencer programs. And lastly, I just want to say that, Onalytica, Traackr, Audience, they're all very good platforms. They all have really good people that work there. But a lot of your analysis, a lot of your identification process is going to come manually, because you can't just rely on software to do the work for you. You have to put in the work yourself. So that concludes my video for this week. Wanted to just quickly thank you for tuning in, and also just thank you for your support. You've really helped me gain confidence in, recording videos and put myself out there. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your criticisms and your feedback. That really is important to me, and I do read everything and try to incorporate a lot of that into future videos. And thank you again. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.